This is Ariel and you're watching Sound Advice TV. This is Series 2 and it features a band that I'm delighted to have met called Making April. Making April managed all by themselves to sell 1,000 tracks a week on iTunes. And this series talks about exactly how they did that and what happened to them since and now. Check it out. About a year ago, I wrote an article about how these three young men managed to sell 1,000 singles a week on iTunes. And that article has gotten a lot of response, and so I wanted to invite them here today to talk to us about how they did that and what has happened in the year since. They've gone through 2 record deals, a couple of tours, and a lot of drama. Welcome, you guys.
Hey, Ariel, thanks for having us.
Pleasure's mine. If you could introduce yourselves, and then I would love it if you could give everybody a little bit of the backstory about what the article talks about, which is how you went from graduating college to selling 1,000 singles a week on iTunes. I would love that.
First, I want to say that we've gotten so many friend requests since the article. There's little messages supplemented saying how, oh, I heard about your story through Ariel.
Especially after you put it on disc makers, that's huge.
Nice.
Yeah.
Always good to know someone's reading my articles.
Yeah, we were flooded.
Cool.
So yeah, I'm Greg, I play bass.
I'm Sean, I play piano and sing.
I'm Steve, I play guitar.
And we all met in, I guess, middle school. These two, even before then, their parents knew each other, so they've been knowing each other since they were like 6 years old. And we'd been in bands off and on throughout like middle school, high school, and nothing we ever took too serious. And we went to college. I went down to Delaware, and Sean and Steve went to Albany. And they started playing together, like little acoustic things, maybe writing a few songs. And I guess that's when they wanted to take it to the next level. So they reached out to me to be the bassist. We had a drummer for some time. And we just started since we were so far away from each other. They were writing the songs, we went into the studio, recorded a couple demos, and we just put it on MySpace and just took it from there. We'd sit there every night. Before Facebook never had a cap on how many friend requests you could put out. So we'd sit there and do probably about 500 a day between the two of us. Maybe even days we'd do 1,000 requests just saying, hey, check us out on Pure Volume. And that's kind of how we got our Pure Volume stats up there.
We would just send out messages on Facebook to just, there'd be like a list of college networks, and we would just take them like one by one, starting from A, and just
not even targeting anyone specific. So we knew it was just time. They had no cap on it at all. So as long as we had the time to sit there and get everyone, we basically knew we could get to as many people as possible until they put that cap on there where we could do like 30 a day or something. And so after that started, we started getting some traction on MySpace where we put out an EP in, I guess, April 2006. And, or was it 05? It was 06. And I guess in like the first 2 months we had done mail orders, about 500 people right out of our house, and that was without playing any. We played maybe one show ever, and we just really didn't have a live show at all. We weren't even like a real band. We're kind of like a MySpace contrived band that we had never had a photo shoot. We really just didn't have anything official at all except for these songs that we did. We did 8 songs in 10 days, I believe it was, or is it even less?
10 days.
10 days, and yeah, we just put it out there.
I guess the basic foundation was Facebook, and then obviously the tracks went on to MySpace. Then what happened after those 8 tracks were up and available?
I guess like over time we've been with managers. We were talking to a couple managers, and we didn't know better at the time, and they were just telling us what we wanted to hear.
What were these managers telling you? And at this point, you were
basically
still in
preaching
school,
to us. Yeah, we were
out?
still in school.
Okay.
Maybe 6 months left our senior year, and they're saying, major label this. Let's get this to radio. They were even telling us not to sell it yet because they were thinking it could get picked up by a label. When really we had nothing to show for it except a few hundred plays a day on MySpace, and we just believed them because it's the only advice we ever received. So after talking to these different people, we met a lawyer who basically said, do not sign anything. We pushed away all of our deals that we got from managers, and we found out that we were going to be on Laguna Beach on MTV. It was a big sync we'd received out of nowhere. We're not really sure how we got it. It was just somehow through the grapevine. And once we found that out, we're like, all right, we got to get this track on iTunes as soon as possible, because that's all we ever hear is the second someone hears something on TV, like, they want to go buy it. So we got on iTunes actually the next day after it came out. We talked to a few different distributors, and we found a guy that could get us on there within 3 weeks, and that's what he did. And right after that song was played on MTV on Laguna Beach, that's when our sales just...
Let's take it back a step. 3 weeks onto iTunes. Was
Yeah,
that TuneCore?
No, actually, it was before TuneCore had actually gotten popular. We'd never heard of it. And it was when CD Baby was big, I guess, and they were taking 30%, which at the time that sounded crazy to us. So we went to this really small distributor in the UK called Hyatt, and this guy he's very selective about he only has about 10 or 15 artists. But he works really hard. He has a great relationship with iTunes, and that's how he got us on there. And he actually did a little marketing behind us too, which was cool.
Excellent. So there you have it. A bunch of guys who grew up together in the Northeast, coming together from different colleges and beginning to gel an idea that became a smash success using only MySpace and Facebook. In the next segment, you're going to see how they put together a war room and worked really hard to achieve an amazing result. This is Ariel, and you're watching Sound Advice.